Do you want to move your life forward in the most positive way using astrology? Then let's talk about the astrological patterns for April 2019. April is action-oriented, especially in the second half of the month. But we can't talk about April without first summarizing March, because the flow we have in the beginning of April comes from March. Okay, so in March, we had Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and we had Mercury dancing with the planet Neptune. Mercury made the conjunction with Neptune twice. It was in February and then again in late March, and then the third and final contact between Neptune and Mercury will be in early April. This is incredibly significant because it was involved in an internalization process for our intuition, our creativity, our very spirituality, our connection with the divine. Probably in March, you had many dreams, perhaps many psychic or intuitive or clairvoyant dreams. Perhaps your intuition was very, very strong. Well, what happens in April is that now you get to release it, you get to live it, it gets to move into the action mode. You see, March was sort of muddy, it was fuzzy, it was drifty, but in April we clarify and we take specific action for all of those intuitive feelings and the dreaminess and the driftiness that happened in March. So let me explain. We begin April with a very dynamic new moon on April 5th in Aries. And this is really pulling the trigger for specific action to move forward on the goals that were rolling under the surface in March. And in a sense, we get this wonderful opportunity to combine intuition and flowing and being flexible and the abstraction that comes from Pisces, because we're still going to have Mercury, Venus, and Neptune in Pisces in early April, and we get to combine that with the Sun and the Moon in Aries at the new moon on the 5th. Now, I'll be talking more about that in my new moon video, but it's a very important energy surge in the early part of April, combining our feelings and our instinct with our actions. And then what we get to do is live in that instinctive place, particularly for the first half of the month. The second half of the month becomes very dynamic and action really becomes strong at this point. On the 17th, we have Mercury entering Aries. On the 19th, we have a full moon at 29 degrees Libra. And on the 20th, we have Venus entering Aries. All of that energy in that second half of the month talks about decisiveness and courage and moving forward instinctively but powerfully. And this is when we need to get physical. This is when we are incredibly courageous and dynamic. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the release of a lot of that muddy Pisces energy, a lot of that abstract, intuitive flowing, and it's going to surge forward with high energy and power and focus. And I think it's going to be incredibly refreshing. So to summarize the astrological patterns for April, just remember there's a big difference between the first half of the month and the second half. The first half, we still have all that emotional energy flowing with those planets in Pisces, but we have the new moon on April 5th in Aries, which will help us to start to take action and manifest the things we were thinking about in March. The second half of the month, we have the full moon on the 19th, and we have Mercury and Venus moving into Aries on the 17th and the 20th, and that really supercharges our energy. It helps us to be courageous, and this is when everything speeds forward. You should be feeling very physical, very happy, and very focused. Enjoy the month of April. Enjoy the clouds breaking and the sunshine coming out and feeling strong. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.